Yorana, and welcome to FM Tahiti. In this episode, we're going to be taking on Maupihaa in the Inter-Island Cup semi-final, and we're also going to be playing Tetero in the league on the 5th of January. And the 5th of January is key because that's when the scheduling of the OCL happens. So we've got to try and make sure by the end of that day that we're in the top two, at the very least, to kind of get in to the OCL. Obviously, last episode and the episode before that, I got a bit confused about this match in particular. I thought it was a league match, and I thought this was one we really needed to win to try and maintain that position for the OCL, but actually it's a cup match, and in the end we just really need to win it because we'd get to the final of the Inter-Island Cup if we do. So, still must win, just for vastly different reasons. So against Maupihaa, where are they in the league? Let's have a look. I don't think they're doing particularly well. They're 11th, so they could be worse, but not by much. And this is the furthest we've ever got in the cup. The board just wanted us to get to the quarter-final, so we're beating expectations currently. Right, so I brought Spieling on for Naran, because Naran is suspended, like I thought he would be last match. Chance come on because he was complaining about not playing enough, and then I thought, actually, on balance, he hasn't actually played that much. He's only played about 8 or 9 games. Salaberry's on about 15, Underweg's on about 15, the youth defender Bolt is on about 9 or 8 as well. So I thought, give Chant a run, so at least he's played about 15 in total, and then we'll see, try and settle on a back pairing at that point. But I'm going to keep everything else relatively the same, even though everyone's a little bit tired. Let's see how we do. I feel a little bit bad about Maupihaa, or Maupihaa, as it's sometimes known, because when I did my Tahiti Societies, like that, when I did my Tahiti Societies island video, so it's one of the videos where I go through the kind of background, a lot of different islands, where the teams are from. It's no gameplay in it, but I'll go through those. When I did the Tahiti Societies one, I completely forgot about Maupihaa. I missed them off entirely, so they didn't get any kind of spotlight on them. But I can give you some facts now, whilst we wait for the game to kind of heat up. So it's a very small island in the Leeward Isles, off towards where Motu 1 is. Sorry. So it's that kind of end. It's quite far out, and it had a population of about 10 people on it at one point. Never particularly heavily populated because it was used mainly for farming. Go on, get it in. You know, we've not had any highlights until this point. Chant coming on. Spieling. Gerard's offside, he's got to be. Yeah. So yeah, it's used mainly for farming, so pigs, chickens, coconut plantation, and then eventually it was used almost entirely for coconut growing. So there's not many people on it, and now we've got a stadium on it, although they're not playing at their stadium, they're playing at the shared one because apparently they're also expanding. Wallace, no. Oh, so close. So many shots then. They have had people shipwrecked on the island before, so during the First World War, it's a German ship that got shipwrecked on there. And they made a long trip over to Easter Island when they finally managed to get out. That's about it. Gerard, oh, that was perfect. That was a really good move. You can't see it very well on this actual skin, so I think I'm going to need to change the skin I use. But the logo for Maupihaa is 2 fishing hooks kind of crossed against each other, and that's because it's an island that was inhabited by ancient Polynesians. So when they did archaeological digs and stuff like that, they found evidence of old fish hooks and things like that. Gerard again. The angle's just not quite right from there, is it? So we're attacking and getting forward, but we're not finishing anything off. Could be a little bit costly. Stop him. Oh no. Kek. Tahiti Kek. So we should have stopped him at this point. Didn't. And kicked it against him. Kek had no idea what was going on, but he gets the goal. Right. So this is the third match in a row now. We've gone behind. I was literally just about to say, it's the third match in a row where we've gone behind, but we've only gone behind by 1 goal and then we've come back. And then we immediately concede another. Okay. Two is a bit harder. Maybe the Inter-Island Cup's not meant to be for us. Hopeful by Wallace. He's not scored many like that. Wallace is much more of a in-the-box or a headed goal kind of person. He's not an outside-the-box screamer. They seem overwhelmed. Now's the time to strike. So I'm going to bring Wallace off at half-time. He's getting tired. He's on a yellow. Go on, Spearling. Just one of you. Gerard almost. Oh, that was unnecessary. Right. I'm going to shout at them. We owe them. I don't ever remember playing them. Must have played them in the league and lost against them. Chase them on for Wallace. He's motivated now. Let's see what they can do. Okay. A little bit worried then that we'd given away a penalty. Just, it would collapse completely. McIntyre's not doing well. Plenty of them just not doing well. He's just the only one with red. I think he was the one who cannoned it against Kek for that goal. Good tackle. Hey, Chisholm to Gerard. Son, get it across. And well, yes, there we go. Could see that happening. Perfect. Okay, we just need to get it back to 2-2 and then penalties can do the work if we need to do. I'm pretty sure Gerard just handballed that then. That looked like a handball to me. But Gerard turns provider. He's not all about the goals. Come on. Chisholm's put Gerard through again. A reasonable pairing. Spearling. Oh. That was like a Paul Scholes-esque kind of arrival on the edge of the box. Didn't have the finish, but he's also on a yellow card as well, so maybe he is the Austral Island version of Paul Scholes. Which means I'm desperate to find our version of Roy Keane. Don't think it's Weaver. Okay, 2-1. Wells now got the yellow. Could bring weight on for Manuel, even though he's scored a goal. I think I might do actually. Combination of fresh legs and free kick taking. See, might not matter anymore. Okay, let's make it now. There he is. I know we've just taken our best player off. He's on a yellow card. He does love to tackle. Waite's good at free kicks. In my mind, it should be okay. I'm going to save a sub for the moment. Alex, I have no idea who else to bring on. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. Richards is tiring. Need the wings to be a bit more aggressive. And Douglas is good at running with it. He can run at them and attack them. He's only got a few minutes to do it in there. Oh, I think we're going out. Again, I think that's probably fair. Wait, Solibury? Yes! Powered that one in. Goes down as an own goal, I don't care. Dramatic equaliser. Can't talk now, that's how excited I got by that. Smacks it. I mean, that's not really an own goal, is it? But don't know exactly how he's meant to have played it against himself, but doesn't matter. 2-2. Now we get the fun of extra time. I can't remember which cups it is, but some of the cups have golden goal in them. I don't know if it's this one. I think it might be the regional cups rather than the Inter-Island Cup. Okay, don't let it slip away from you. So close to getting into our first final. A good final at that as well, not a regional one. Not that I'd say no to the regional final, but... And in it goes. What did I say? Waite's good at free kicks. Scores the free kick. That's why I'm the manager. I'll ignore those matches I lost or the ones where I've barely scraped through. It's those decisions. That's why they're paying me like £370 a week. I have actually just gone through the squad and offered new contracts because we're at the end of the protected bit. So when we got to the 31st or 30th or whatever it was, I went around and offered some contracts, and I was worried that they'd all want wage rises. Some of them did. I managed to talk them down. So some of the team have got like wage rises of like £10, and others actually took a reduction of about £10. So all in all, the wage budget stayed roughly the same, and I managed to get rid of any kind of like percentage increases for, you know, just staying there the year, that kind of stuff. Okay, come on, Chisholm. Come on, Jared, get the one to finish it off. He's too far out, isn't he? There's no one in the box. Okay, reasonable. Reasonable attempt. Still think they've got a goal in them, though. It looks like we've been dominating 22 shots to 7, but I don't think many of our shots have been good. You know, weird angles and stuff like that. Maybe I should tell them to do more time wasting, but I really don't like doing that. Doesn't matter anymore. What a rocket. That's why we're keeping him in the team. So Chisholm wanted like an increase to about £160 per week. I think he's on 140 instead. So he's I think he was originally on like 130. So he's one of those ones where he's getting paid his extra £10, and it shows. That's what the motivation of an extra £10 a week does. Some of them were desperate to try and keep hold of their yearly percentage increase, to the point where they put in like a 5% increase. And for a lot of them, that means they're getting maybe an extra £6-7 a week if they then stayed on for the year. But I ruthlessly said no extra pocket money for them. It's not how we run the club. Keep a tight hold of the wages, even if the rest of the finances are spiralling horribly out of control. But getting to the final should help take a little bit of the sting off. I think we get a little bit of money for this. Come on. I think they're dead and buried now. I'll just finish them off. Another comeback. I'm not really liking that. I'd rather just be in the lead and stay in the lead, rather than having to rely on 3 comebacks in a row. Vernodon sounds like a dinosaur. Douglas, another of my subs. Wait provides. See? Exactly what I was doing. That was not just a desperate substitution. Honest. Karate kicks it in. Bill Douglas, the Karate Kid. You should stop now. They're dead. There we go. We have won. Not really deservedly, I don't think, but we've won and we're into the Inter-Island Cup final for the first time in our history, which gives us something interesting to play for towards the end of the season. And I don't know if you can see it because the way the recording software is set up. I've just got another achievement on Steam, the Comeback King. I'm pretty sure I know why we've got that one. So there we go. 3K we've got for that one. Into the quarterfinals. I've just downgraded us into the finals. I don't know when the final is going to be. We're going to play Taha 19th of February. That's not actually long. The Inter-Island Cup finals dealt with by February. So we'll definitely come back for the final against Taha. Taha have scraped through all the way out, pretty much. They've got through on penalties, extra time, and they're the holders. So they'll be looking to try and set a record for the most times won in a row. We just want to win it for the first time. So I'm going to stop there, and then we're going to come back for the Tetero match and see if we can be just as fortunate in that one. So we're back now for the Tetero match against the Reefers. I did see on my calendar, so you know when your calendar's sort of flashing along at the top, it said that the day after this is the O-League or the Champions League draw. I'm wondering if that means we've already qualified and that's why it's appeared on the calendar. And I think one thing to check is, if we look at the club thing, yeah, there we go. So, this match doesn't matter for the OCL. We have qualified. So in the OCL it's going to be us and it's going to be Huahine. The Eels are going to get in there for the second year in a row. So we're going to play this match anyway, but the pressure is off now. We're going to try and beat them purely because we hate them. Powered by hate rather than powered by hate and the desire to get into the OCL. This is worrying. They're insecure. I also had one of those kind of coach bits of advice where it says not to extend the contract to somebody because we are financially insecure. So it said, don't extend McIntyre's because we're financially insecure. So that's not ideal. We've managed to get rid of Williamson as well. There's lots of offers in for Thomas. There's also an offer in for trial by Tetero, actually. One of our youth left wingers I don't think will make it, so I've let him go on trial to see if they'll be interested in taking him on. And away going to the bench. And then we're going to go with this. Even though we're tired, we're just going to run with it. See if we can get some points. But it's good. Pressure's off. Interesting tactic. New manager, new tactics. We've not played against this manager, I don't think. Oh, actually, no, we have. We beat them 4-0 earlier on in the season. I'm not going to give them pressure about dropping out the qualification spots because it shouldn't matter at all. Tetero Stadium looks interesting. I think they're one of the ones again who they're changing. They're expanding their ground. Let's see what's the match information. Yeah, Stade de Paix, so they're playing elsewhere. I really do want to get a new skin just so I can have more information here. It's less about how the rest of the game looks, more how the kind of match overview works. You spend so long looking at the screen, it'd be good to have a bit more in the way of information to use for it. No, we're a long ball team, we're not going to do that change. Not for a while anyway, until we can become like the Barcelona of French Polynesia. Till then, we're just going to be the Bolton or the Stoke or the Wimbledon. I think we probably play a little bit more like Wimbledon. Nathu is one of the players we looked at. I think he's an Austral Islands player from the Prisoners. We looked at him. Don't need him. They've got a reasonable amount of fans there by the looks of it. Not as empty as some of the other places we played. Half time I might go into the Diamond because of how tired Weaver is. Give it a try. Wallace? Nah. Not really threatened. Good tackle there. Jared got like a 9 something in training again, so I praised him. Still doesn't love me yet. Oh, that's unlucky. Definite own goal there. From Darren Chant as well. He's the one who's been mithering on about trying to get first team opportunities. It's not really his fault though, is it? I don't think. A little bit his fault. Drop down to seconds. So tight. 34, 34, 34, 32, 32. Top 5. I mean, it's a good race. It means it's nice and competitive this season. Oh. Why not being competitive? Maybe it's the relief of knowing that we're in the OCL and in the final of the Inter-Island Cup. Not bad as seasons go. We could potentially lose every match now between now and the end of the season. We'd still done pretty well. Obviously, that's not an excuse. Don't want to see the team hear me do that. Start just not turning up, which I think's what they've done this match. Okay, go to tactics. Do the swap. Bring on Anderweg. I do have Nick Higgins, so I can always go back to a 4-4-2 if this goes horribly wrong. Yep, let's stick with that. Go on, Gerard. Maybe what I need to do is actually bring in a defensive midfielder or a ball-winning midfielder in this transfer window. There is the financial room for it. Again, technically. Gerard, oh, that was perfect for him. He scores so many from there. Wallace is starting to drop off a little bit, I think, in terms of how he's been playing. Which is fine. He's like 16, 17 now. It's a little bit unfair of him, unfair of me to expect him, I should say, to be just banging them in every game or every other game. He had a good start. Showed promise. I think maybe now it's time for Chisholm to take over for the last half of the season. In fact, we'll bring Chisholm on now. Bring Manuel off. I should have just done that as a double substitution, really. Breaking up play when I don't want to be breaking up play because I'm losing 1-0. And again, we've not played great. I don't think we deserve to win. Don't necessarily think we deserve to lose this one either, but looks like we are. Unless we're going to have our 4th comeback in a row. Don't think so. Good tackle. Okay, yeah, we're definitely not winning now. Squeezed in. That's unfortunate. Maybe they do deserve to win. I mean, whether they deserve to or not, they are actually going to win. That's how this is going now, but... Oh well. Oh, now we're third. It's a good job we're already in. Oh, I'm not going to press continue, go back and see whether we're in the OCL, and turns out we're not. That would actually be really upsetting. Maybe I should have treated this as a must-win match regardless. Okay. I'm going to say I'm upset. Be aggressive. Not happy. They respond. They love it when I shout. Finally lose. Are we still in the OCL? Yes. Well, that's saying we are. Let's go forward a day to the draw. Let's get to the draw. Draw here. Come on. Yeah, go talk to them. I don't care if you're going to get angry if you're not going to be allowed. I want you to go. Because the draw doesn't seem to have happened. I wonder if... Let's go to the OCL. Preliminary round has been drawn. So we'll enter after this round. That is fine. Oh, that's one of the teams I watch play. One of the live streams that you can use. So like I think I mentioned before, if you want to watch OCL football, if you're up late, if you're in Europe, you can stream it from the OCL website. But we'll finish there. Mixed results. Got into the final of the Inter-Island Cup. Qualified for the OCL. Still lost against Tetaroa, but it was ultimately meaningless, but we've lost top spot as well. But we'll come back in a few games' time to see how we're getting on. Thanks very much.